Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today, I'm going to talk about a game that changed everything.
Good quality.
On matchday 24, we played against Kalp, a very good footballing side towards the top of the table. We played at home and I started in the number 6 position. I had been training in this position for the last couple of weeks, being really intentional about dropping deeper in training sessions to receive the ball from my centre-backs and goalkeeper and start the play myself. I was actually meant to play in this position in the match previously where I played right back against Villajoyosa and got dirtily nutmegged for the first goal. Unfortunately, against Villajoyosa, both of our right backs were injured and I had to do a job for the team. Whereas this week against Kalp, I was playing in the number 6, the first time that I'd done so all season, and couldn't wait to get started. Today, I'm going to take you through some of the clips against Kalp and show you how I've improved tenfold since the start of the season. So as you can see, from kickoff, we were very aggressive and we pressed very high, knowing that Kalp wanted to play some good football, wanted to play out of the back, and we tried to turn that into a positive for our team. I played very well in this match myself, but it was only because it was a function of our team playing very well, both in and out of position, as we press this ball here and make it difficult for them to play out. Frankie, our left back, settles the ball, passes it to Raf, who manages to find me. I play a simple pass back to Ethan, one of our centre-backs, just to slow the game down and get it under our control. Here, you can see me in the number 6 position, trying to direct the play, help us to play out of the back. I see that the striker's not watching me and I just peel off his shoulder to pull into that space to receive the ball. I check my left shoulder and I try to hit the switch, but the quality on the pass is not quite good enough. While the execution of the end action was not up to scratch, the calm and the decision making to move into that space at the right moment to receive was a massive difference compared to the start of the season, where I played in midfield for the first 2 or 3 months, but I would have been buzzing around, constantly running, constantly sprinting around, and all of the Spanish players were looking at me as if I was mental. Because in Spain, the midfielders are far more calm, far more collected, and far better at making decisions. Seeing that number 6 role as one in which I facilitate the team's performance, there were many moments like this where I calmed the ball down and played a simple pass backwards just so we could regain possession and restart the attack. Now, as well as we started the match, it only takes 1 or 2 moments for a game to change. Now, Raymond tries to dribble out and be positive. They counter very quickly and I get popped in midfield with a little 1-2 around me. I don't track the runner well enough and I don't cut off the passing lane. In this moment, our goalkeeper could have been a little bit faster off his line to stop that through ball from going to the striker, but I have to look at myself in this moment and understand that I didn't cut off the passing angle from the centre mid to the striker in the first instance, and I didn't track the runner in the second. So, as we had done a few times this season, we found ourselves a goal down just from one moment, but this time felt fairly different as we had started the game so positively and we had dominated possession and the majority of the chances up until this point. Not many of us felt like we were knocked mentally after this moment and we continued to trust our process and play our game. As I mentioned, that number 6 role is one where you just facilitate the ability for your team to play football. Now, a lot of the time there would have been options to play forwards and play quickly down the same side from which the ball came. But the most important thing is to find space and to get the ball to your teammates who are then able to play forwards themselves. You don't have to play that first pass forwards as long as you create the opportunity for your team to go forwards. So there were so many moments like this during the match where I was able to turn out and switch the ball, allowing us to start an attack down the other side. On this moment in particular, I'm really happy with the way that I used my first touch to take it away from pressure, knowing that I wanted to turn. The quality of the pass could have been a little bit better. I wanted it to be a flatter switch on the half volley. One of the benefits of switching the ball away from the side that it just came from is that it can create 1v1 situations where you isolate a quality attacker against one of their defenders. In this moment, for example, where Frankie beats his defender and gets into a great crossing opportunity. Here from a free kick, I pull into a right back position and find Alex with a nicely weighted pass into his feet, not too hard and smooth along the ground so it's easy for him to receive. I then switch it across to Ethan and remembering that the reason that you move the ball is simply to move the opposition, pulling them about and making them work, and Raf plays it back to me here and I turn out and simply find Dale on the other side, our other centre back. The way we played as a team and the way we pressed as a unit made it much easier for me to enact the defensive side of my game as a number 6. Here, as I win the ball from a loose touch from their opposition player and try to play a positive forward pass. Any chance I could, I tried to get the ball down under control and not try to rush it by playing forwards, but simply retain possession for our team. In this moment, I tried to combine with my teammates and make a mistake and lose it, but once again, I can rely on my teammates as Jean makes a brilliant tackle and then goes on a classic Jean run from right back, beating not 1, not 2, but 3 players as he drives into midfield and starts us on a counter. Being so direct, we win the corner so quickly after Jean won the ball in our own third. This was probably my best switch of the game as Rafa, my fellow centre mid, empties the space, creates a chance for me to drop in and receive the ball. My first touch is good as I shift it towards where I want to go, and the switch is even better as I play it with a high ball speed and it allows John to really step onto the ball, be positive and drive forwards as I know he loves to do. The side of my game that I still need to improve on the most is the defensive awareness and the positioning as I allow this ball to bounce and go through midfield. I needed to start a little bit deeper, but that being said, I recover well to get my toe on the ball and it goes through to our goalkeeper. When you're switching the play as well, ball speed is really important, which is why I punch this ball across into Jean to give him a little bit more time once he receives it. He finds me again and we play a little 1-2 and combine outside the opposition penalty area. As I watch this clip back though, I think maybe I could have used a safe side turn, kept my left shoulder and my left foot in the way of the defender who's on my back, turned with my right foot and found the other side, switching the ball once more. Because if you check, there is a 3v2 situation and that is very dangerous when we have attackers of our quality against those defenders in that kind of area of the pitch. Something to learn from and something just to be a little bit more aware of the next time I play, to check my shoulders and be more aware of where we have that numerical superiority. This one is in there for the shoulder checks and also for the link up with my brother, my Irish midfielder, Raf, as I find him between the lines and he hits a lovely little volley across the switch to play again. 2 switches of play and we're on the edge of the opposition box and we're creating chances. The other benefit of switching the play so often is that the opposition midfielders start to predict that you're going to do it. Look how far they move across to the left-hand side as they see me take my first touch open, and I get to find Paco between the lines, who plays a dangerous pass through to Emmanuel. From that play, we get a corner. Raymond finds himself in plenty of space on the edge of the box, picks up the second ball, turns and finds the bottom right corner. It's 1-1 and it's game on. This is one of my favourite clips because it shows how far I've come since the start of the season, just really calm in tight spaces with 2 or 3 defenders around me to find the free man. Raf then does a brilliant job to switch it into Paco, and again, we start the counter-attack after just 2 passes. In this moment, I really need to put the brakes on a little bit faster and keep showing this player down the line instead of allowing him to come back inside and switch the play, because now they can exploit that space, just like we have done when we switched the ball the entire game. A couple of moments here towards the middle of the second half, getting close to the end of the game now where we're defending really well, we're working really hard as a backline and as a midfield unit, and we start counter-attacks just by winning the ball and playing simple passes into each other. Our link-up play and our trust with each other is really good, as is our defensive work rate and dedication. Here, I get sold for an absolute hot dog and then try to recover. Dale does well to intercept the pass, Noah does well to settle it, and Ethan finds me in a little pocket of space. I turn and once again, we set ourselves away on an attack as Noah turns and plays it through to Ray. You can see that my idea is always to switch the play. In this one, I turn well, but the quality of the pass is a little poor. Our left winger is running forwards and I play the pass behind him, and it's my fault that he loses it. Our patience, our relaxation and our trust in this game was something that I adored. Dale trusts me here and I'm able to find Frankie on the left side. I again pull into a little pocket of space and Ethan trusts me really early in what can be a dangerous position. Ray shows for the ball straight away and it makes it so easy to play out of the back when you're on the same page as your teammates. This is something that we did so consistently from back to front, from side to side, as a few different players were involved in this lovely move. Once again, everyone who is around the ball is making positive movements to support the ball, and we play into the opposition final third in just 2 touches each moment. Playing out from a corner here, I drop in to try to receive the ball. Jean finds Ray, who settles it very well with a lovely little turn. Jean then finds me, and again, my job is just to settle the ball and get it under control. Ethan then goes for a longer switch, a diagonal ball, but ends up mishitting it slightly. It goes through to their centre mid. Now, in this moment, I'm aware of where the danger is. Dale's telling me to go out and help Ethan to show this guy outside, but I make the mistake of letting him in between us, and he finds his teammate, who then finds the bottom corner. I, again, take responsibility for this goal because Ethan held him up and he knew that I was there behind him, covering him, and I'm the one who allowed him to enter that gap between us. I could have simply showed him backwards or away, but I allowed him to take that space, and that is essentially what allowed the other team, Calp, to win the game. They walked off the pitch winning 2-1, but we walked off the pitch knowing that this was the first game all season in which we had controlled the midfield, in which we had dictated the tempo, and I stepped off it feeling pretty proud. As you guys saw in many of the clips, there's still lots to improve on. There's still many moments both in and out of possession where I could have been better. But for me, this was a big moment. It really showed me the progress that I'd made, and the journey that I'd been on was worth something. When I first arrived in September, I was so much more panicked. I was so much more rushed on the ball. My decision making was erratic, to say the least. Today, I was the opposite. I was calm, I was cool, I was collected, and I helped the team, which is really what you want to do when you play football. This game is what had a knock-on effect for me for the rest of the season, and I played holding mid and I played 90 minutes in every single match up until the final game. So I'm going to do a quick recap to fill you in on what happened towards the end of the season, and then start creating some content which is a little bit more tailored towards you guys. I've realized that as it might have been interesting for you to watch my journey improving from where I was a very average, if not weak midfielder when I first arrived in Spain, to now feeling very confident and towards the arrogant and cocky side where I know that I'm a good player when I step on the pitch, which helps with my performances. I also know that you guys are encountering certain problems that I could help you out with. And really, that is my intention with this channel. Ballers Find a Way is not made to be all about me, to be all about Lockie. Ballers Find a Way is about helping other footballers find their ways to improve. So with that being said, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, share it, and subscribe to the channel for some more content, which is going to be coming a lot more consistently soon, I promise. Oh, and remember, Ballers Find a Way.